Mindfulness gives you time, time gives you choices, choices skillfully made lead to freedom. That's a quote by Henepola Gunaratana, a famous Buddhist monk. We all deal with stressful, frustrating, and angry times in our everyday life, whether it's something small such as a work inconvenience or a more significant personal issue you're dealing with. It's easy and almost second nature to allow negative emotions to ruin your day. Today we're going to discuss what mindfulness is, how to use it in our work and personal life, and teachings to take away that will benefit our overall mental health. Mindfulness, simply put, is a state of being aware or conscious of something. You can practice mindfulness when doing simple things like drinking a glass of water and being aware of the fact that you're picking up the glass, touching it to your lips, and drinking the water to nourish your body. Mindfulness can also be becoming aware of something more metaphorical or philosophical in your life and setting intentions to make a change from there. The most elementary exercise in mindfulness is called a body scan, where you sit still and you become aware of your different body parts and how they feel in the moment. When I first started reading about mindfulness, it felt silly and almost unnatural to do these exercises, but I've learned that your mind needs training just like your body. And what really resonated with me were the universal takeaways that I learned from mindfulness that really help my work life, personal life, and just my view on life. I've been studying teachings from Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist monk, for about 1.5 years now, and I'm going to share some lessons that I learned from his book, How to Relax. Mindfulness is always mindfulness of something. This means that mindfulness requires us to bring all of our attention to one thing and to focus on that. Oftentimes, we're trained to multitask and keep our minds busy, especially at work, where we might be torn in many different directions, solving many different issues, working on many projects at once, and just not focusing on one thing at a time, which is what mindfulness teaches. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or frustrated when you're being pulled in many different directions, but mindfulness teaches you to come back to your core and realize that you can take things one step at a time. With mindfulness, we acknowledge that whatever problem exists does exist and that it will eventually be dealt with. This is especially useful in petty situations or work inconveniences. But keeping in mind where we are in the moment and trusting that that issue will be dealt with is what mindfulness is all about. And it'll really keep you level-headed and sane and not worry about something that you might not be able to control in the moment. Letting go. Letting go is always letting go of something. That can be a person, a thing, an emotion, a belief. Letting go with mindfulness is about recognizing that the thing we're attached to exists and recognizing where it came from. For example, ideas may be born from past experiences or emotions. Then mindfulness and meditation can help bring upon insight to the topic. And it also helps us realize why we can now let go. This philosophy of letting go helps tremendously with things like work inconveniences where you might feel undervalued or you might have a discrepancy with another coworker. And you're maybe holding on to this anger for the rest of the day, or you're holding on to a grudge, and every time you log on to work, you're not in a good mood. Or it can also help with more deep things such as death or emotional conflict and, understanding that the person or, whatever emotion existed and your attachment to it and why you can now move on. Lazy day. Mindfulness is also notorious for promoting lazy days, which are days that are literally meant to do nothing. They're defined as days without scheduled activity where you can just rest and let the day unfold naturally. Days like this promote reflection and they help us think about things that we like, we dislike, things that we need for our health, such as rest, or maybe we realize that we need more exercise. It's really a self-care day for you to realize what you need in your life and how you can start to work towards that one step at a time. We often don't realize how booked our calendars are with work obligations, friends and family, personal events, errands that we have to run. But as Thich Nhat Hanh says, lazy days are not a waste of time. Your time, first of all, is for you to be alive, to be peace. Releasing tension. Releasing tension is all about being present in the moment. Oftentimes, we feel tension in our work life due to tight deadlines, stressful situations, or even just physical tension from looking at the screen for too long and our eyes and our neck hurt. Releasing tension with mindfulness is about 1, becoming aware of the tension, and 2, making a determination to not be carried away with it. Now you can actively make changes to relieve that tension. Freedom is practice. In mindfulness, true freedom is about peace and balance. When we have freedom, we're not overwhelmed with anger or anxiety, because when we have negative emotions, we cannot make good decisions. But when we're free, we make better decisions. Balancing emotions is a lifelong battle, but emotional instability affects your life from your working mood to your personal relationships. So learning to be in the moment, learning to control your emotions, learning to catch yourself when you're feeling angry or frustrated or upset and not taking it out on someone else, and most importantly, not taking it on yourself, is so important when it comes to mindfulness. In conclusion, I hope that this video shared some meaningful teachings about mindfulness, and I hope that it helped you think of ideas of how you can apply these teachings to your everyday life. If you think about it, the core of mindfulness is really about 1, setting intentions, and 2, being aware, being conscious of many things in your life and taking it one step at a time. If you think about how many times a day you get tripped up on a work conflict, a personal argument, impatience that you might have, or feeling defeated by something, using these philosophies of mindfulness can really help you see past the small inconveniences. I also like to use mindfulness to help me set plans and goals for my future, such as financial planning, vacation planning, or just personal goals that I want to have to grow. I also find mindfulness extremely important for work to-dos. There's a saying that someone said to me once at work, that's go slow to go fast. And that really stuck with me in my early career, because oftentimes at work you might be getting thrown a lot of deliverables that they need to get done fast, but sometimes it's more meaningful to go through it slowly and make sure that it's done right instead of just rushing and feeling overwhelmed. And similarly, this can be used in your personal life. I think that mindfulness really helps you see things big picture, and it helps you deal with whatever to-dos you have one step at a time. In sum, I hope that this Mindfulness 101 video was helpful. I also hope that it introduced some new learnings and some new ways to think about your life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.